What you just witnessed and are seeing is the true ending of Undertale, otherwise the canon ending. In this video, I'm going to be explaining how you get this ending and what goes behind it. But to get into it, we need to understand Chara a little better, which is also the true pacifist ending is not only what you just saw, but it is also this here image. And this is not insanity. There's an explanation behind this too. With that being said, let's get started to it. I'm really bad at this. Chara is the human who fell into the underground before you. It is stated that over time, she was adopted and became Asriel's sibling, and she had a plan to free all monsters. But unfortunately, Asriel would not fight, and both Chara and Asriel died. Upon their return to the mountain, Toriel buried Chara's body at the very start of the game, which you happen to land on when you fall in. There may not be any signs of this, but when you land on the grave, Chara's ghost is then stuck with you, forced to follow you, but throughout the game, she is supposedly the one doing the commentary and giving you helpful advice and tips. If you think Chara is the one who supports genocide just because you see her in the genocide ending, you're dead wrong. And there is actually an explanation behind the disturbing dialogue you see from her. The first time you hear Chara talking, most likely, is in the genocide run. When you check the drawers in Toriel's kitchen, it reads, "Where are the knives?" You might be thinking Chara is actually asking where the knives are. No, this is a throwback to previous times. When Chara jumped down the mountain, she was attempting suicide, and Toriel had to do things like unsharpen the tools and hide the knives. So this is not actually Chara siding with you. This is just a throwback to old times. I am repetitive. You might just be making the instant assumption that Chara is evil because of the dialogue in the genocide run, and because Asriel said she wasn't the best person. Well, she never told him why she hated humanity. She was abused. So he didn't know why she wanted to kill, or why she wanted to kill herself. And admittedly, if Chara was my sister and she didn't tell me that either, I'd probably think she's insane too. And sure, he does try to make up for what he's done just by saying he wished you were his sibling, even though he made it pretty clear he cares about Chara more than anyone else. But it's definitely clear that she cared about him back as well. Because even after Asriel resisted the urge to fight humans, even if it meant everyone could go free, Chara did not remain mad at him. And I have evidence. Because what would this video be without evidence? During the genocide run, Chara does things like refer to you as partner only because she is stuck with you throughout the entire game. And at the end, when there's only a few enemies left, she decides there's no point, and she's just going to end it quickly, even if it means she has to hurt her friends, her father, and her brother. But she hesitates to kill Flowey. She hesitates to kill Asriel, that is. Because when the last bit of innocency pops out of him, scared to die, Chara hesitates. Because if she really wanted him dead, she would have done an instant kill, as opposed to a bunch of multiple low-damage slashes. Let's not say Frisk doesn't have their own sense of mind. Who was moving forward on their own? Who was the one creeping Flowey out? Who's the one who says things to monsters when we don't actually see it? I think it's quite obvious Frisk is forcing Chara to do this. While Flowey may mistake you to be Chara and he may think that Chara is the one who wants everyone dead, let's remind you that he is a soulless flower, and he will instantly take a liking to killing. Even if that means he has to believe Chara would rather kill monsters over humans. Because if Chara... She's spent so much time with monsters to care about them, clearly. Why else do you think she has the stats for when you do battles with them? Or when she gives off commentary during the battles? During the Undying fight, Chara goes silent, in which she only says the wind is howling, meaning she's rooting for your destruction, and she doesn't have much to say. This is a serious fight, and well, I lost my train of thought. I suck. Upon first meeting Chara, she darkens the area around you and plays an eerie sound as she speaks to you in a very creepy manner. Chara appears once you have killed everyone and there is no one left. She states that she is resurrected because of your power, because of all of your killing. And in doing so, you have made her extremely powerful. She has had enough of you. Because you've killed all of her friends, she asks you to erase the world. Only because everyone's gone. There's really no point. And when she asks you to move on to the next world, she wants you gone from her world. When you tell her you don't want the world erased, and that you want things to keep it that way, she thinks you're sick for wanting that, and that you really are a horrible person. If you've done the genocide route more than once, she will even say she doesn't understand you or why you would do this at all. Which, kind of contradicts everyone saying Chara is the one who's killing everyone. For real though, do you see Chara running around stabbing everyone? Chara is labeled as the demon that comes when you call her name. That's only because she wants humans to fear her, and you're a human, which is also why she sets up this creepy scenery and also jump scares you. With the power to do practically anything, not only does she do more damage than you could ever conceive, but she also shakes the game window during this jump scare. After 10 minutes of waiting around, Chara will find it interesting how you want to return to the world that you caused her to destroy. But she does decide that she will do it if you do something for her. She asks you for your soul. Why? Well, let's consider something. To get the there are multiple endings. The good ending, the bad ending, the various neutral endings, and the true ending. To get the true ending, you have to do the bad ending, and then do a good ending. But what normally happens in a good ending? Normally, in the good ending, when you see Asriel after he's destroyed the barrier, he states that he can't stay with you, and that because he has no soul, he is going to return into a soulless flower and continue with his evilness, meaning you have to leave him behind. Rather sad if you think about it. And even then, he was sulking about his loneliness just a bit before then. So it's rather sad. And that leaves you to go to the surface with your friends, but without him. Leaving you to also think, there really is no perfect ending. But this is just the best ending I can get. Well, that's not entirely true. The happy ending is the happy ending that doesn't apply for you. Let's just say Chara has your soul for a reason. So you've done a pacifist ending after you've done the genocide ending. Why does Chara replace you? Well, it's quite simple. She's possessed your soul, and she's decided that this is a good timeline to work with. So she removes you from the picture, in which this is the last thing you see. And the last thing you hear is Chara's demonic laughter, because she wants you to fear her. She goes to destroy humanity, even though it's debatable if they're actually there, considering you never see any in the ending cinematic, and she gives your soul to Asriel so he can remain. Sure, you can't see what happens after this, but is it not obvious? And what about the painting? Well, I shall explain that too. This painting is merely a reminder that you sold your soul to Chara and killed all of your friends. I don't think Chara would just kill the people she cares about and then smile about it, because it's quite obvious that Chara cares about monsters. Well, maybe it's not entirely obvious, but there is actually a video explaining a lot of the things I just went through. So if anything, what can we say? Chara's a good person. She just happens to want humanity dead, and considering how humans are in Undertale, she really has every reason to. Anyways, I suck at explaining things, and a lot of you probably don't believe me, or didn't understand that. But I did the best. I mean, if you need more evidence, I'll give you more evidence. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.